Will you take the time? We'll talk about that today on Bible Time. Hello again, everyone, and thank you for joining me for Bible Time. Something I learned, this is the year 2023, something I learned 22 years ago in the year 2001, maybe it was 2000. Regardless, I learned it a while ago. And I want to share it with you today on Bible Time. And that is that this book right here, not this particular one for instance, but any book that is known as the Holy Bible will change your life forever if you are willing to let it. Now, a lot of people will automatically scoff at me and say, how can a book change your life? A book that was written thousands of years ago. It's ridiculous. It's not been updated. Okay, doesn't need to be. No, here's the thing. You either believe it or you don't. And when you believe it, you can allow it to change your life. I guarantee you that if you truly are seeking God, that you will find Him if you seek Him with all your heart. And I know that because it tells me so in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 13. And yes, sure, it takes faith. Faith is believing in what we cannot see and knowing that it's true. But here's the thing. As I get older, I realize more and more just how serious God is. And I am not here to put fear into your life. That's not from God. The fear of God is a very wonderful thing. But putting fear into someone's life because of God, that's of the devil. There is no way that's of God. So I guess what I'm getting at is, I'm not going to say, read this Bible and understand it and walk in its ways and do all these things or God's going to strike you down. No, I am not going to say that. But I'm going to say, read this Bible, understand it the best you can, walk in the ways it describes, because God is in it. And when you do that, you will find Him. And when you find Him, your life will change. And when your life changes, you'll understand it and you'll see it. That doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes. It doesn't mean you're not going to fall apart. It doesn't mean you won't fall back and fall away someday. But it will change your life. I didn't know that. 22, 23 years ago when I first started reading the Bible for the very first time, and man, I didn't know what I was reading, and I read it all the way through, and then I read it again, and don't remember reading about this guy before, and then I read it again, and I'm like, wait a minute, did I already read this book twice? And I don't know how many times I've read it now, but I have personally made a decision to seek this book out every day of my life. I don't always read a lot every day, but I try to read something every day because it has changed my life. I'm living proof of it. And you might say, oh, Phil, you're an entitled white male and you got a good job and you got... Sure. But that's not because I read the Bible. And it's not because of anything my parents did. It's not because of anything. Yes, God has blessed me. But there's probably many other factors that go into that, like the choices I've made in life. But what I'm saying is, even if you are the most down and out person, you could be addicted to drugs, you could be addicted to alcohol, you could just be from a poor family and it doesn't seem like you're ever gonna make it. You could be just stricken with pain every day of your life. I'm not saying the Bible is going to make you better physically, financially, even emotionally. But spiritually, it cannot do anything but make you better. And when your spirit is set in the right direction, other things will begin to fall into place. You may not see it. You may never see it in your lifetime, but they will. It's a promise. When you seek me, you will find me if you seek me with your whole heart. And if we just take time to do that by reading. Okay, so let's talk about that for a moment. I don't understand. I can't pronounce Jehoiakim. For years, I remember probably the first time I ever read it, I was like, Jehoiakim? Jehoiakim? Is that how you say Jehoiakim? I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right now. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I now can tell you that Jehoiakim was a king in Israel, and he was not a very good king, and he came towards the end of Judah's reign. Israel had already been scattered. Jeremiah was a prophet at that time preaching. But I know that from reading it several times. But what's that going to do for me? How does that change me spiritually? You know what it does? You begin to pull out little things. Like you see the grace of God in there. Manasseh, for example. There's a king that was named Manasseh that was the worst. I mean, God's constantly talking about just how awful this guy, the things he did. And he was taken away to Babylon, and he was put in prison, and many things happened to him, and he cried out to God. And God had mercy on him. Because he cried out to God. When you seek me, you will find me. When you seek me with your whole heart. So take time. I don't care what your situation is. I don't care how down and out you think you are. If you take even just a couple minutes, I'm going to time you. Here we go. You can do this. 2 minutes. Heck, 5 seconds. I don't care what you do. If you take the time to seek out God, both in prayer and in the Word, you will find Him, and it will change your life. If not, I'll give you your money back. That's right. I'll give you a money back guarantee. I haven't taken any money from you, but boy, if I did, I would give it back to you. And I know, you know what? I can make a promise like that because I know nobody would come and want their money back when they see who God is. I didn't understand it the first 3 or 4 times I read it. And even now, I still have things that I kind of go like, gosh, I don't know, Lord, what you're trying to say to me here. But I still seek Him. And it still makes a difference. I'm not perfect. In fact, I got a lot of things I got to work on. But spiritually speaking, my life has changed forever. And I'm not just talking about salvation. I mean, you learn things about yourself. You learn things about God. You talk to Him about it in prayer. You can't go wrong. Give it a try. Share this video with someone or this podcast with someone who wants to know God but just doesn't know where to begin. Just seek Him. He will make sure He is found. That's your Bible time for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you again all real soon. God bless.